Tired of your car insurance rate going up even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/ACAST today.
Hear that? It's holiday cheer arriving at Ulta Beauty with gifts for everyone on your list. Treat them to fan-favorite gift sets from Charlotte Tilbury and Peach and Lily. Go all out with timeless fragrances from YSL, Ariana Grande, and Carolina Herrera. And you can never go wrong with an Ulta Beauty gift card. Head to Ulta Beauty for gifts that make the holidays brighter and even more beautiful. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Doors closing.
Morning. You look like somebody stole your lunch out of the break room fridge.
Worse. My coffee maker at home finally gave up the ghost this morning. I stood there for 5 whole minutes just staring at it like maybe it would apologize.
That's a betrayal. You've got grounds for a lawsuit.
Grounds for a lawsuit? Is that a coffee joke?
Listen up, people. Pearls of wisdom, free of charge. Number 1. Never trust a man with clean shoes on the CTA.
Can't argue with that.
Number 2. Life is like a revolving door. If you don't push, you'll get stuck.
I think I saw that on a t-shirt once.
3rd. The secret to happiness. Fortune cookies. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wisdom in every bite.
This is Tales from the Blue Line by Auditory Anthology.
You know, as ridiculous as that sounds, it actually ties into the story I got for you today.
Don't tell me the hospital vending machine has started handing out life advice.
Close. It's about a vending machine that gave out bottled drinks with messages inside that knew a little too much about people's lives.
Number 4. Never trust a man who orders a salad at 2 a.m.
Every workplace had one. The vending machine that everyone depended on, but nobody trusted. The one with buttons that stuck, a card reader that only worked on alternate Tuesdays, and a tendency to eat your dollar bills just when you needed a sugar fix the most. At the hospital, Allie made sure to include it on her new staff tour. "This," she said to Monica, the fresh hire walking beside her, "is the heart of the operation. Forget the ER, forget the OR, this is where the real drama happens." Monica laughed nervously, clutching her new ID badge. They'd just come from the nurses' station where Allie had introduced her around to the crew. Janine, who could start an IV blindfolded, Terry, who had a bad habit of stealing pens, and Mrs. Hanley, who'd been on the floor so long people swore she'd come with the building. Now, Allie led Monica into the break room, where the humming of the twin ice machines filled the silence. The vending machine squatted in the corner, its fluorescent lights flickering just enough to feel ominous. The shelves were stacked with candy bars, chips, neon-colored sports drinks, the usual suspects. But Allie pointed to the row of syrupy bottled tea. "That's the star of the show," she said, "not because it tastes good, but it doesn't, but because of these." She cracked one open, tilted it so Monica could see the inside of the label. Printed in neat block letters was, "You are stronger than you know." Monica frowned. "An inspirational quote?" "Exactly," Allie said with a grin. "Every bottle's got one. Sometimes they're corny, sometimes they're just weird. We treat them like trading cards. At the end of the shift, somebody reads theirs out loud, everybody groans, maybe claps. A while back, someone taped 'Tomorrow will be brighter' to the fridge and wrote underneath, 'Not on this unit.'" Monica chuckled, shaking her head. "Guess you have to get your laughs where you can." She put a couple of dollars into the slot and cracked open the bottle, expecting some life-changing wisdom like the "conquer your fears or they will conquer you" message she'd gotten a fortune cookie a few weeks ago. Her face went pale. "What's it say?" Allie asked, expecting another cheesy line about sunshine or smiling. Monica cleared her throat. It says, 'Don't forget your sister's birthday.'" Everyone laughed. That's oddly specific, one of the texts said. Monica didn't laugh. It's today. I hadn't called her yet. She pulled out her phone and dialed on the spot. The room went quiet for a moment, but nobody wanted to admit it was weird. 2 nights later, it happened again. One of the residents, half asleep and jittery from too much bad coffee, shuffled into the break room and grabbed a bottle from the vending machine. He twisted the cap, tilted it toward the light, and frowned. "What's it say?" Allie asked. The resident held it up. The words inside were short and direct. "Check room 214. Everyone chuckled nervously. "Guess the machine's doing rounds now," one of the techs joked. But just then a sharp ding echoed through the hall. The call light above room 214 began to flash red. Allie and the resident exchanged a look, their laughter evaporating. They hurried down the corridor and pushed through the door. Inside, the patient was pale, his chest heaving. His IV line had twisted itself into a knot, kinking off the flow. While Allie adjusted the line and the resident checked vitals, the others crowded in the doorway, their eyes wide. Nobody said it aloud, but they were all thinking the same thing. The machine had known. When the patient's monitor steadied again, Allie found herself glancing back toward the break room. She could almost picture that row of bottles glowing under the flickering fluorescent light, just waiting for the next prediction to be cracked open. The coincidence was enough to give everyone goosebumps. Stopping at the vending machine suddenly became an activity for the start of your shift. Allie once again cracked the cap, took a sip, and peered at the message. 5 words. "Stay awake. You'll need to." She laughed it off, until 20 minutes later, when a patient coded. She was the first one in the room, and her quick response made the difference. Nobody laughed after that. Once the pattern set in, the vending machine became an obsession. Nurses who had once groaned at the syrupy tea now lined up, dollar bills in hand, just to see what the next bottle might say. The messages grew bolder. One nurse cracked hers open to find, "The elevator will get stuck." She rolled her eyes, called it nonsense, and headed off to deliver meds. 10 minutes later, the overhead page announced a stalled elevator between floors 3 and 4. She nearly dropped the chart she was holding. Another nurse, a temp filling in for the week, got "Don't trust the new guy." By the end of his shift, he had misfiled a patient chart so badly it nearly sent a diabetic into cardiac arrest. One night, Allie pulled the bottle, half dreading what she'd find. The label read, "Go home early tonight." She frowned. I never get to go home early. She was thrilled when her shift ended on time for the first time in months. She was less thrilled when she ended up in a fender bender on the drive home. As she was waiting for the police to arrive, she couldn't help but think that she would have avoided the accident if she left work a few minutes earlier. It was the kind of thing you couldn't laugh at anymore. Still, some of the messages kept their sense of humor. One night a nurse got, "Yes, you left the oven on." She panicked, drove home on break, and found her oven humming, preheated to 450. Another read simply, "Buy gum before rounds." That same night, the nurse ended up trapped in an elevator with a doctor who clearly liked garlic. By the end of the month, the break room vending machine had gone from office joke to whispered legend. Nurses stopped buying the tea unless they were feeling reckless, and even then they'd peel back the label with a mix of dread and curiosity. Then, one morning, without warning, the machine was gone. In its place stood a shiny new model plastered with ads for quote-unquote healthier choices. Rows of flavored seltzers and vitamin waters lined the shelves, all brightly packaged and clinically bland. The bottled tea was gone. The new drinks tasted fine, if a little too vitamin-flavored, and soon the staff drifted back into their routines. They grabbed snacks between patients, swapped gossip in the break room, and cursed under their breath when the machine inevitably ate their dollars. The strange tension that had haunted the unit seemed to ebb away with the old vending machine. One evening, Allie stood by the glowing rows of seltzers with Monica and Janine. Janine held up her bottle, peering through the glass. "Well," she said dryly, "no secret messages in this one, just bubbles." Monica gave a short laugh. Honestly, I'm glad. Those tea bottles were starting to freak me out. Allie shrugged, though her voice carried a note of unease. Yeah, still feels weird though, like, did we all just imagine it? Janine waved a hand dismissively. Machines don't tell people to check room 214. That was a coincidence, nothing more. Or, Monica added, it was just us, seeing what we wanted to see. Night shift does that to you. The others walked away, already joking about cafeteria coffee. But Allie lingered in front of the vending machine. The bottles of sparkling water and vitamin drinks glowed faintly in the flickering fluorescent light, their labels plain and sterile. She lifted one, tilting it slightly in her hand. For a moment she half expected to see words appear, faint but insistent, pressing up from the inside of the label. But the plastic stayed blank. Weeks passed, and soon the whole thing felt more like a story they'd told each other to stay awake on the night shift. Had the messages really been there? Had they been that specific, that chilling? Or had they just read too much into coincidences, their tired minds filling in the blanks? Every now and then, Allie caught herself staring at the glowing rows of seltzers and vitamin waters, half expecting a hidden message to appear on the inside of a bottle. But the labels stayed blank.
Tired of your car insurance rate going up even with a clean driving record? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry, your proactive insurance assistant. Jerry compares rates side by side from over 50 top insurers and helps you switch with ease. Jerry even tracks market rates and alerts you when it's best to shop. No spam calls, no hidden fees. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Switch with confidence. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/ACAST today.
Hear that? It's holiday cheer arriving at Ulta Beauty with gifts for everyone on your list. Treat them to fan-favorite gift sets from Charlotte Tilbury and Peach & Lily. Go all out with timeless fragrances from YSL, Ariana Grande, and Carolina Herrera. And you can never go wrong with an Ulta Beauty gift card. Head to Ulta Beauty for gifts that make the holidays brighter and even more beautiful. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
So what you're telling me is the machine went from life or death prophecies to vitamin water. That's anticlimactic.
Tell me about it. Everyone just went back to griping about cafeteria food and stolen pens like nothing ever happened.
And you really think those bottles were giving out messages?
I don't know. Maybe we were just tired and looking for patterns. But sometimes I swear I can still smell that syrupy tea in the break room.
If a vending machine starts talking to me, I'm switching to water from then on.
Yeah? Just make sure you check the label first.
This is Illinois Medical District.
And if I get a message that says stop asking, I'm out of here. Tales from the Blue Line by Auditory Anthology is written and produced by me, Keith Conrad. Your narrator is Darren Marlar. Be sure to check out Darren's award-winning paranormal podcast, Weird Darkness, available at weirddarkness.com and your podcast app of choice. If you have a story you'd like to contribute to this series, you can do so by visiting submissions.soundconceptmedia.com or just follow the link in the show notes. You can also support the show by subscribing to our new Substack at auditoryanthology.substack.com. By becoming a paid subscriber, you'll help keep the stories coming. You'll also get every single episode completely commercial-free, and now you can also vote on which story will feature in upcoming episodes.
Hear that? It's holiday cheer arriving at Ulta Beauty with gifts for everyone on your list. Treat them to fan-favorite gift sets from Charlotte Tilbury and Peach & Lily. Go all out with timeless fragrances from YSL, Ariana Grande, and Carolina Herrera. And you can never go wrong with an Ulta Beauty gift card. Head to Ulta Beauty for gifts that make the holidays brighter and even more beautiful. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.